Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Natural Chaos, which is going to be published by Three Nail Games and designed by Rusty Lumpkin. Now, this is a prototype, so this game is going to go to crowdfunding, so know that all of the components that you see here are going to be subject to change, and that the rules can change, the art can change, and all that fun stuff. But hopefully this will give you an idea of how the game plays so that you can make a decision if this is the game for you. So let's go ahead down the table here, and I'm going to show you how to play Natural Chaos. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is Natural Chaos. There is a great discord at hand amongst the elements. Alliances have been made, and now together two will rise to greatness. But which ones? Reestablish balance of nature and bring the end to the chaos. Now in this game, you're going to have 8 of each of these elements, and they're going to have a black base and a white base. They're going to be 2 players. Now this game can be played multiplayers, but we're going to go over the 2-player game here. Now keep in mind that this is going to be a prototype. So these are 3D printed pieces here. This is not the final components for the game, same with the board, and some of the rules might be subject to change as time goes by, but this should give you a general idea how to play Natural Chaos. Now the goal of the game is each player will control 2 element types that have the same color bases. One player plays with black square bases, which is going to be the earth and then the fire, and the other player is going to play with white round bases here. And again, this could be subject to change. This can be plant and water. And so total, you'll have 16 pieces to play with. And you're also going to have this 4x4 grid that we're going to play on. Now, to have victory in the game, you simply need to, and it doesn't matter if they're different elements, but you need to have 4 in a row. So it can be diagonally, horizontally, vertically, doesn't matter. You need to have 4 in a row on one grid. So this would not be a win, where the diagonal above would have been a win. So this does not win, the other one would win. So that's the goal in the game. You're trying to get 4 in a row to win. All right, so how do you do this? Well, you're going to start with a face-off. So as you can see here, fire beats the plants, plants beats the earth, and earth beats the water, and water beats fire. So each player is going to secretly pick one of their elements and put them in their hand, and they're going to reveal it. So let's say they revealed water, I revealed a fire. That means that they would go first. So they start the game. On your turn, you have 3 different options you can take. You can take place, move, and switch. Now, place, on your turn, you get to place one of your 2 different elements. So in this case, I have earth and fire. I can only place a new element on the board where there's currently the fewest of my pieces on it. It doesn't matter what board pieces my opponent has, it just matters how many pieces I have. So if this is how the board is currently, and I want to place out a piece, the only place I can place a piece out is this quadrant, because this quadrant is the only one without it with the fewest pieces. So in a future turn, if I want to place out a piece, I can place out a piece in this quadrant or this quadrant, but not either of these 2 quadrants because they have more. So that's placement's pretty darn simple here. Now you can never place or move a piece that would cause both players to win. So if I placed a piece that would cause me to have 4 in a row, or opponent to have 4 in a row, I couldn't do that. Normally that's going to happen with the switch move. That could happen with the switch move. You can't do that move if it causes both players to win. But we'll go over that in a second. Now movement, that's the other thing I can do. Movement's really simple. I can move my piece 1 piece. So that's all this movement and placement has to be unoccupied spaces. I can move in 1 space, horizontally, vertically, not diagonally. Now these boards quadrants loop, so I can move from here to here or here to here. But I can move from one quadrant to another. So these quadrants sort of loop, and that's how the movement works. The other thing I can do is switch the places of two pieces. Select one of your pieces that are already on the board. If your piece is adjacent to, not diagonally to, an opponent's piece that you outrank, you may force the two pieces to switch places. Or if your piece is exactly the same location as opponent's piece on another quadrant and you outrank your opponent, you may force these two pieces to switch places. All right, so let's say in this example, so you see there that Earth is going to beat water. So if water's here or water's here, I could switch like this, or since this one is in the same location in a different quadrant, I can switch these two and go like that. Now, that's going to be how you're going to do switches. Couple of notes with switches though. No piece will ever be removed from the board at any point in this entire game. So switches do not remove pieces from the board. And you can't switch places with your own pieces because you will never outrank your piece. Fire will never outrank earth. And for your opponent, plants will never outrank water. And that's it. That's going to be how you play Natural Chaos. So we're going to keep going until someone gets 4 in a row. And at that point, that player is going to win the game. All right, so there's also going to be a 4-player variant to the game here. The way that's going to work is there's going to be Team Earth and Team Fire here. So that'll be one team. And then you'll have Team Plant and Team Water. That'll be another team here. One of the biggest changes to the base game here is whenever you figure out your first player, you're going to take it in reverse turn order. So if the Plant player is the first player, then Plant will go, Fire will go, Water then go, then Earth. And that's how the turn order will go. So it's counterclockwise to this right here, not necessarily where you're sitting. So in addition to that, when take a turn, a player may place one of his or her own personal element pieces on the board. So if I'm playing Earth, I can only place out my Earth there. Or when I do a move and switch action with my teammate, I can manipulate their pieces. So I can manipulate it from Earth. I can manipulate Earth or Fire when I'm doing a move or switch. You may only place your own individual element, but you may manipulate any of your team pieces once they're on the board. So that's a very important to remember. Also, when placing a piece, you still have to count the total of your team's spaces on each quadrant, not just your own personal elemental pieces. And that's it. That's going to be how you're going to get into the 4-player mode of the game. You're going to still continue on until someone gets 4 in a row, and that team will win the game. Now, there is going to be one little module that you can add, and that includes these Eternity Stones here. The Eternity Stones is an optional component that you may choose to add to your game. So each player receives one of these Eternity Stones. After starting player is determined, each player first turn consists of placing an Eternity Stone on the board in any location. After both Eternity Stones have been placed on the board, play will continue as normal. All right, so Eternity Stones are never outranked and therefore will never move from their original locations. Eternity Stones do not count as either player's piece, and therefore they do not count as determining what board has the fewest of the player's pieces. Eternity Stones do not count as part of either player's victory condition. So basically what Eternity Stones are when we place them out is just going to be dead spots on the board. So we pick those coordinates. Those will be places that block people from being able to get their 4 in a row, making the other 2 quadrants more desirable. And that's the Eternity Stone expansion. And that's it. That's going to be Natural Chaos. And that's going to be how you play it. Let's go ahead back up the table here, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this prototype game. All right, so that was Natural Chaos. Now, I can't say anything about component quality other than the component qualities for the other 3 nail games is going to be really good, so this one should be really good component quality also. Again, this is going to be a prototype, with that said, and all these components that you saw in the how to play are subject to change, and so on, so keep that in mind. Gameplay itself, this is going to be a great little abstract game. I think this game shines most in 2-player. I think that is where this game's at, but it's also pretty fun at 4-player. This is a really good 2-player abstract game where you have a lot of thinking that you have to do in order to be able to get those 4 in a row, which it sounds very simple, but it's actually not. The game also plays pretty darn quick, so you can get like best 2 out of 3 and so on for the game. Really great game overall. So I'm really excited to see this one come for crowdfunding. I hope that you liked the video, and if you liked Natural Chaos, please check out their crowdfunding campaign when it becomes available. I'll put it in the comments below, but as of right now it is not. Like I said, if you like what we do, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. It helps us get better equipment out, helps us bring out more content, helps us upgrade the content and all that fun stuff, and we really do appreciate it. But either way, I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for watching.